Yeah, any queries before we move ahead? Okay, let me share my screen now. Right, so today we will discuss about the Fiori apps library, how to explore that, and then we'll take some examples out of that, and we will try to implement in the system. So Fiori apps library, as I told you, this is a official SAP website which is open to everyone, but also we have a login part also in here. Let me open that. Okay. So you can see on the right hand side you have sign in tab. So unless and until you have the OSS sort of thing, OSS sort of ID, you cannot sign into here. Otherwise, this information what is available here, you have all this information ready for you. Okay, that you can access anytime. As I told you, this will give you information about all the apps available in the system. So now, in the previous class, we discussed about the first discussions. Whenever they decide to go with the Fiori implementation, they have to finalize what are the apps they are going to implement. Okay, if they are not finalizing it, we don't have a proper requirement then. Okay, if they say let us implement all, so then your task is very less. If you are implementing all apps, the task is because just you have to deliver all the standard ones. But if they tell you only selected apps, like 50 apps or 100 apps or 200 apps, then the task is with us now. So there is some task to us now. So why I'm saying some task will be there. Here, if you look into, okay, let me take an example and we'll discuss about that. I'll go to, let us talk about notification. Who is just joined now? Who is HP? HP, who is that? You have to rename your name, otherwise I have to dismiss you from the session. Okay, I'm dismissing you. Right. Let us take something which is known to us. Invoice. So here we have something like display invoicing documents, display billable items, display billable. Let us take it something. Okay, we will create subcontracting challan or invoice. Let me search with create invoice. Okay, we have this one. Let me click this, create invoice. Okay, now on the right hand side, when I click on this particular app, we can see the details like create invoice for other. What is the required backend system? Here it is given as properly, like S4 HANA. Means it is not applicable to your ECC. This app cannot be used for your ECC system. Okay. And then required backend product S4 HANA. Application type is GUI, SAP GUI. Database, HANA database exclusive. So you should have database exclusive. And here it is talking about desktop. So device types means it is only applicable to desktop. It is not applicable to mobile and your tablet, which are available. And app ID is EA19. Clear? So these are the details, basic details of the app now.
Hey, Sridhar.
Yeah.
Hi, I have a question. So if this is Fiori and this is app, then why it says the device type is desktop? Why it cannot be on on the phone or devices
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I'll come to that. So especially if you see here application type, they have given as SAP GUI. Okay. So GUI means almost it will look similar to your SAP screen. Getting my point? So something is not like whatever we see in SAP screen, that is not compatible in your mobile thing. If it is not compatible in your mobile thing, then that is where they give like this, only desktop it is compatible.
Okay, thank you.
So that is what you have to check this also. Before you commit to your customers, the client, what is the compatibility? Is it compatible to, because they are most interested in what is the compatibility with the mobile and all those stuff also. So maybe this is also one factor you have to take into consideration when you are talking to client or something like that. So do you want only app if it is compatible with mobile or not? Something like that. Because after doing a lot of hard work and we are doing implementing it, finally they say there is no mobile compatibility. They say we don't want it. So that should not be the case. In the requirement gathering itself, we should be very clear about the device types compatibility regarding the apps.
Got it. Thank you.
Right. So this is the basic information. Now, what else extra you have to go into a particular app when you are looking into a app details to implement it? Rakesh, your voice is very low.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, better.
Okay. So what I was saying is, actually I joined this training today only. So is it possible that I get some review or what's going on like that? Where are we?
We have discussed in the last class about the implementation strategies. Nothing in system practical or something like that. Today we are actually starting with the actual practical thing what we'll be doing in the real time. So in the process of learning, you will be revising those things what we have discussed in the last class. Okay.
Okay. So last class only demo session has happened or anything additional to that?
Demo plus implementation strategies. How many types of implementations will be there and how the system will be implemented.
Okay.
I'll send you the documentation for that. You can go through that.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Right. So once you are done with these details, the next information is you have to go into please select a delivered. So here you have like SAP 1909, 1809, 2020 is a very latest one which was launched, and then these are the different versions we have. The first thing you should check is what is our system. So what's our system now? So first you have to look into that system. So based on that only the compatibility will be system status. This is my backend system. It is the S4 HANA system. But I need to look into details. What system is this? I'm going into the see details of SAP, and you can go to installed product versions. You can see S4 HANA on-premise it is 1809. Support pack is 02. Okay, so this is my system. So whenever I try to search the apps, I should look for this particular software version 1809 and support pack 02. Is this clear, all of you? Right. So now going back to my system here, it's 1809 support pack 02 FSP. So once you filter by the system name, the related data will also get modified accordingly inside. The related data means what? For example, if I select the new one, 2020, instead of 1809, the inside data, whatever you see under configuration, we are most concerned about configuration. So here the details about the catalog, the target mapping, something like the tile name, title, everything could have been changed inside. Okay, so that is what you have to take into consideration. That is, you have to always go for specific system name only. So I have taken that as 4 HANA 1809 support pack 02. Now we are coming under the configuration related to Fiori Launchpad. Okay, I think because this is a GUI app, we don't have all the details. We should take something like a transactional one. This is also GUI. Okay, this is good enough, which is transactional here. So let us talk about this now. Manage stock for inventory manager. Here it is applicable to two systems, S4 HANA on-premise and S4 HANA cloud. Here the devices types you can see now. It is compatible with all the three: desktop, smartphone, and tablet. F506. Especially when I say it is UI5 based, that is what you have to observe the difference. When earlier we saw the app which was for create invoice, it was SAP GUI app, right? So GUI is totally different from UI5. GUI is older version which is not compatible with mobiles. So all the GUI tiles mostly they will not be compatible with mobile. Whereas if the app is built in SAP UI5 language, then definitely it will be compatible with your phone and tablet. So that is one thing you have to check it. App ID is this. Let me filter by S4 HANA 1809 FS02. And then I'm going under the configuration. Okay. Now under configuration, the first thing you will come across is SAP UI5 application. So UI5 application means the coding that is involved with that particular screen layout of the app. We are not nowhere concerned with this, but for the successful delivery of the app, you should ensure all the data is correct here. Correct means what? Whether this data is working or not. Now, for example, what do you mean by UI5 application? You should check the data. Like for example, this is a technical name of it. I can check this name under ICF node. This is my ICF node, or otherwise it is a simple transaction. So the transaction is SICF. So SICF is for services. It's a service basically. UI5 is a service. When I go to SICF transaction, you can search by the service name. So manage stock. So I'm copying this manage stocks here. I go to service names and then execute. Yeah. So you got it. It is under normal default SAP category as well as UI5 category. You see, two types of codings are available for it. So both of them should be active here. Activate means what? Right click on it. It is already activated. This is what you have to see. If it is deactivated, generally how do you see? Let me deactivate now. Yes. Do you want to deactivate service? Yes. Can you see the color difference now? So by just looking on the top of it, we can understand whether the service is activated or not. If this UI5 application one related service is not activated, then definitely you will face some issue in the accessing the Tyler app on your Fiori Launchpad. Okay, so this is one of the troubleshooting thing as well. So for this particular app, what is this app name? Manage stock. This particular should be activated. So all of you clear with the first check here? How to check now? How to activate this? I just right click on it. I click on activate. So when you click on activate, you have to remember, you have to capture this in a transport request, and we will transport this to next systems like quality and production. If it is not, sometimes what happens, these particular SICF services will not get activated in the quality and production. So there you can do it manually. Again, you log in into quality, right click on it, and then you click it on activate and deactivate accordingly as per the necessity. So all of you clear with this UI5 application? So let us also check the second one here. SICF, service name. Execute. Here it is. Material master reuse library. They are all already activated. But in real-time system, they might not be activated. When you are doing it for the first time, you have to ensure that they are done. So that is the first thing you have to ensure. So all of you clear about this part now? SAP UI5 application. From our perspective, what we need to check. We are not responsible for activating, or we don't take the ownership of this, but while troubleshooting, this could be one of the issue which you have to check from our side.
Is UI5, yes, Sridhar, a question. Is UI5 team responsible for this particular activity?
The developer team, the Fiori designer is, the Fiori developer or the ABAP developer, because they are the in charge of all the coding and all those stuff, right?
Right.
So these applications, UI5 applications also come under their ownership. They'll take the ownership of this.
So they should ideally transport it to the production, activate and transport, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. They took the entire ownership. But why we are checking this is, I told you,
because
as a part of troubleshooting.
Can be seen as missing access.
Yeah, we need to ensure. Yes, sometimes if it is deactivate, then our role will not work. Our app will not work. So the problem might not be in the role. The problem is in the UI5 application.
Okay.
Getting my point?
Yeah, I got your point. Yeah, thank you.
Right. So that is the first thing you should check. Suppose when user says, I am not able to access manage stock. So, and if you don't know where to start with, you just come to Fiori apps library start with this particular app first, UI5 application, whether this particular app is activated or not. First check is done now. So we have passed the first check. It is working. Next, OData services.
You just mentioned
now, Rakesh, your voice is again low.
Sridhar, you just mentioned a general problem statement from the user. Can you just repeat that statement once again?
General problem. No, I told you when you so suppose if user is coming and asking you, see, I am not able to access manage stock application app tile on my desktop. It is a transactional app, right? He says, I am not able to access it. If it is a standard app, okay, first thing is you should check is it a standard app or not. If it is standard app, definitely you can come back to a Fiori apps library. You can search by the name manage stock directly, or you can search by app ID and then start from here under implementation information, go to configuration and ensure that you are choosing the correct system name here. And then you start with this checking from here. I'm talking about troubleshooting part.
Right.
See, when user says I am not able to execute the tile, you don't know where to start with, right? So what all things we need to check? This is the first thing you have to check.
Okay. And do the user mention the app ID that he's trying to access?
He may not mention the app ID, but he will definitely say this name, manage stock app.
Okay.
He is not aware of the app ID.
Okay. So is it something that we see on the error message? This app ID is seen on the error message somewhere?
See, app ID means what? The app is available on the desktop, but when they click on the app, they will face an error saying that you are not authorized. Some group is missing, that is missing. UI5 is not activated. Anything, they could see some error.
Right.
So as you gain experience, right, based on the error, you can troubleshoot it. Okay, that is at the next level, higher level. But in the very basic level, whatever the error might be user is facing, this is the basic way of troubleshooting, what I'm telling now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we will see different types of errors when we go course in the details next classes as we go towards the course.
Okay.
The next is OData service. So first of all, you have to all understand what is the OData service. OData service is as I told you, it acts like a communication channel between the front-end server and the back-end server. So we spoke about two models, right, in the previous classes. What are the two models we have? Anyone?
Hub model and embedded model.
Correct. Hub model and embedded model. So in hub model, it is very clear. Right. So in this diagram, it is very clear. Fiori system is different and ECC system is different. So Fiori system will act as a front end, ECC will be our back end. And here also, though it is same system, Fiori is embedded within S4HANA to interact with the screen. What user sees is Fiori screen. Okay. But actually the data is lying somewhere in the back end. So user logs into Fiori. He clicks on the tile, and when he clicks on the tile, he should see the data related to ECC, what is backend in the ECC. Same here. User logs into S4HANA, he launches the Fiori Launchpad, and when he clicks on the tile, he should see some data related to that managed stock. So that is lying in the data in the S4HANA system. So this is where OData service is coming into picture. So when you click on the tile, it has to fetch the data from the backend, from the backend server. Here backend server is ECC, and here the backend server itself is S4HANA system. Okay. So can you see this diagram here? I told you, when I click Fiori app is app specific OData service, and this OData service is acting as a connectivity part. And also trusted RFC should be there. RFC is like to connect any two systems, we need an RFC. Okay, so that is there. So that is by default, the basis team will take care of it. What is extra we need to take care for Fiori purposes? These OData services are there, which are related to that app specific. Means every tile has its own OData services. All of you clear? Every tile has its own OData services. That OData service acts as a what? A communication channel between front end and back end. So whatever the data you want to see, suppose you want to display material, you put in a number in the tile. When you click on enter, it will fetch all the details of the material. So that details will be fetched from the backend through this connectivity. OData stands for Open Data Protocol. So that you have details here. What exactly is OData is referred to? OData service is a open data protocol. Open protocol to allow creation and consumption of queryable and interoperable RESTful APIs in a simple and standard way. This is more of technical. Okay, this is more technical side. In simple words, I want to say, to create the data in the backend system, to retrieve the data in the backend system, this OData service is used. So what are the methods it uses? It uses different methods like HTTP request to get, put, post, delete data. What is a RESTful API? It is an application program interface. This is all related to coding part. We are not concerned of it. We are just aware, need to aware what is the OData service name for the particular tile. All of you clear now? What's a OData service?
Sridhar, in the embedded model, wherein both these systems are on the same server, do we still need these trusted RFCs? Because I mean, they are on the same system, right?
Okay. When they are in the same system, RFC is not needed, but OData service is needed.
Okay.
So here in the diagram, we have an RFC part. That's why it is a dotted dot here. If you see, it is a dotted one. It is not a standard one. So here, it's a dotted one. Trusted RFC, uses trusted RFC. So this is optional one for embedded model. But OData service is mandatory for both of them, whether it is hub model or S4HANA model.
Also said that every tile has its own ID.
Why slow again?
No questions to that. I'm done here.
Okay. So going back to our screen. So here the following OData services must be activated on the front-end server. So what they are saying, the following OData services must be activated on the front-end server. So front-end server means what? Fiori system. So let us check this OData service. I'll copy this OData service name, and then I'm going into my system. How to check the OData service? The T code is /n/iwfnd/maintenance. It is maint for maint service. So don't worry about the T codes. I have a documentation for you for all of that. Let me show you the documentation. So here I have given the screenshots also with the details. So check in SISAF T code whether the below services have been activated. OData service, this is the T code. /n IWFND/maint_service. Let me go back to the system now. So we are in the T code, Here you just need to click on search icon. Okay. Click on filter or search, whatever you want. Then put the technical service name. So when you are putting the technical service name, what you do, you put star in the front and end, because there will be some prefixes and suffixes for your OData service name. You should search in this way already. So put star in the front and in the back, and then continue. See here, I have here. There is Z in front of it. MMIM mad doc underscore SRV. The actual name is here. MMIM mad dog SRV. This is actual service name. So when you are searching, you can come back to this external service name and you can search. So I'll go back to the T code again. Enter. And when you filter, in the external service name, put the actual OData service name. This is my OData service name. Continue. So now you get it. But if you try to put in the normal name, that not may system will not recognize it in the technical service name here, because it is starting with the Z there. See here, I'm not able to find it. So don't do such silly mistakes. When you go to filter, if you are putting in the technical service name, always include star in the front and back so that you get it. That is one way of searching. Okay. Otherwise, directly you can come to extended service, filter, external service name, put the name of the OData service directly, click on continue. So I got it. So this is my OData service name. So just entry has to be there. So what is our duty here? To check in this T code whether the OData service entry is there or not. If entry is there, that is enough for us. Means that is already been activated. All of you clear? So this is one thing you have to check from the OData service point of view. If it is not available, by doing multiple filter checks, okay, by searching in different ways, still you don't find it, then you should talk to your developer team, either Fiori designer or ABAP designer. Tell them the app related OData service is not available in our system. This OData service is not available in our system. So they have to do it. They have to download it actually. So that is their duty. So even if the OData service is not there, means the connectivity between our app and the backend data is not there. So that is where again the problem comes. User might not see the data or might face some error if there is error in the OData service as well. All of you clear?
Sridhar, I have a question, Sridhar. One like Fiori app would be related to one OData service only. Is it, Sridhar?
Yes, mostly yes, but there could be same area apps. If you talk about same area, multiple apps also could be there. Like for example, what is this app about? Manage stock, right? So manage stock means related to material, something related to material. Suppose if I go to manage supplier invoices, let us remember this manage stock. I will go to some other thing. This could be shared by something else also, like material documents overview. This is also S4HANA. It's an analytical one. Okay. Manage supplier invoices. Its name is changed. Okay. You will see some examples like that. Say for example, you have a transactions like VA01. What is VA01? So VA01 is for create sales order. Okay, and this is for change sales order, and this is for display sales order. So these will have three different tiles in Fiori. For creating sales order, changing sales order, and display sales order, tiles may be having. So for now, my thing is, these three tiles may have the same OData service because they are all interrelated, right? So when I create a data, when I'm creating a data, the tables where the data is stored, when I am changing the sales data, the table where it is getting modified, when I am displaying sales order data, the table from where the data is being fetched, the tables are same or not?
Yes,
so
yes,
in that case, there could be only one data service for all these three tiles.
Okay.
So this OData service will be pointing exactly where exactly the data has to be fetched from. That is why it will differ from app to app based on what functionality we are doing in that app.
Okay. Okay.
So Sridhar, in this case, we have two OData services to check, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So let us
So
check
we
the
need to
other
check
one
both
also
of
now.
them. Okay.
Yes. So this is also here. Retrieve material master data. So both are there. This is the first thing you have to check. And also additional things we have to check about OData service. What is that? For every OData, system aliases has to be properly defined. Okay, where exactly you see system alias? So when I go back to my screen, this is my OData service. Here at the bottom, you can see system alias is there. So system alias means what? This particular OData service is hitting to which system? It is trying to fetch data from which system? Is it ECC or S4HANA or some other system? Getting my point? Let me take an example. Let's take, this is my Fiori Launchpad. This is one tile and these are two tiles. And I have another tile which is this is for GRC system. Let us say this is for access request. This is for sales order. So this particular three tiles will have a specific OData service, as I told you. And this particular tile also will have a OData service. This is related to GRC system. Okay. Now coming to system alias. So which system should be system alias here? And which system should act as a system alias here? So here it should be your ECC or S4HANA. System alias should be. Whereas here, the system alias should be your GRC backend. Means this OData service is trying to connect your backend system, which is ECC or S4HANA. Whereas this tile is not hitting ECC or S4HANA. It should hit the backend system GRC because access request data will be lying in GRC system, not in ECC or S4HANA. Getting my point, all of you? So the Fiori Launchpad may contain tiles related to multiple systems. Okay, mostly it will be ECC or S4HANA. Very few apps could be like this, which are related to different systems, like a CRM system, GRC system, or BW system. Then the system alias has to be properly checked. All of you clear here? So here we have to make an entry. You need to click on, we don't do that entries. The developers, ABAP developers or Fiori designers has to do this entry. They click on add system alias and they do that particular area. So we are not concerned about it. Let us leave it. But you have to check it here. So if the tile is related to the backend ECC, you should see the system name as ECC here. So that connector name, some logical name will be there. It might not be ECC, it might be something else related to ECC. Similarly, S4 HANA or GRC or whatever backend BW, that system entry has to be there here.
So
all of you clear? Yes.
The system alias concept, brings me to this question. If we suppose we have a Fiori system and we execute some tile or whatever, so is it possible that we can have only one in an embedded system, in an embedded architecture, we have only one Fiori application, and that is going to connect to multiple ECC systems that we have in our landscape, or GRC system in our landscape?
Okay, so you have multiple ECC you're talking.
Yeah, suppose for finance we have dedicated system, for HR we have dedicated system. Both are ECC.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
no,
then
no. I mean to say yes. If they are in same system or different system, you mean?
Yeah, they different dedicated systems. Suppose P finance is PF system is for finance, and PH system name.
Correct.
The SID PH is for suppose HR. So in this case, suppose one of my tile is going to HR system and one of my tile is going to finance. So in this case, if I access this Fiori application in that system alias, will have those separate entries?
Yes, it has to be separate entry because the system ID is different, right? The finance system ID is different.
Yeah.
So if the system ID is different, then it has to be that, like whatever your finance system, if it is like finance FP1 or something, here it is a GRC, it is a ECC here, and for your HR system, another, if it is system different entry, that entry has to be there.
Okay, but the conclusion becomes that we'll have only one Fiori application. It is not that for FP1 we will have again one Fiori application and that will connect to FP1, and for FH1 we'll log into FH1 and there we go and launch Fiori Launchpad, and that is connected to FH1. It is going to be like that? No.
This is one single Launchpad. This is called as Fiori Launchpad. Okay. When you launch it, you can see tiles related to multiple systems. You can see tiles related to your S4 HANA. You can see tiles related to GRC. You can see tiles related to Fiori's finance system, HR system. All are one place. If you have different again, there is no. What is the user friendliness there? It is like a single box where the user can access everything. Has to access everything.
Okay.
That is where the system alias concept becomes important there.
Right.
So all of you clear here? So when you just have a look at this, right, when you go here, and if you find here there is no entry, that also could be one of the problem. So that also could be, if it is a wrong entry or no entry, both of them could lead to problems.
Okay, so Sridhar, if that is the case, we have one Fiori Launchpad and that is going to connect to multiple ECC, GRC, or whatever CRM system, whatever applications we have, right? So in that case, where in what system exactly we need to go and open this Fiori Launchpad?
Fiori system, if you have separate Fiori, or if it is embedded, you will launch it from your S4 HANA. See, question is, do you have a separate Fiori system?
Yes, we do have.
Launch it. Then launch it from there. So you go to Fiori system, execute this T code. /n/UI2/FLP.
Right.
So that's the Launchpad T code. Here it is favorites under UI2 FLP.
Now
so that will bring you to the Launchpad T code.
Yeah. In embedded system, in hub model, this is like crystal clear that we'll have a separate dedicated S4 HANA system, and which might be connected to other ECC systems. That's the reason we'll go to S4 HANA. We'll launch our Fiori Launchpad. Correct.
Yeah.
And how about in embedded?
Wherein one correction. Yeah. If you have S4 HANA, there will not be ECC anymore.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Okay. So
it is like a new version, right? You are saying that I have GRC10, I have GRC12. That is not possible. Old system and new system. Why do we use two old as well as new? Either you use ECC or you use S4 HANA.
Correct.
Yeah. Now go ahead.
So then,
what is your?
Yeah. So then, as I said, suppose I have two systems for finance and HR. Yeah. So both would become these S4 HANA systems, right? Suppose I have two ECC systems and then I upgrade them. Okay. So one is for HANA system for finance transactions, one is for HANA systems for HR transactions. So in that case,
that's
again,
what I'm saying. If so SID is different.
Yeah, SID is different.
If SID is different means every app related to that particular system will have a different system alias.
Yeah. So it means for S4 HANA HR system that I have PH1, in that the end user will go into that system and then will execute this Fiori Launchpad T code, right?
No. That's what I'm saying. Let me show you the diagram. So this is how it goes. So user will log into Fiori alone, and backend Fiori is connected to ECC, BW, HR. And here the apps are hitting different systems.
Right.
Got it?
Yeah. So when you say this gateway Fiori, it again becomes a separate system, right?
That's what I'm saying. See, if it is separate, this is hub model because we have separate Fiori.
Yeah. No, okay. That is.
Now if you
yeah.
Okay. Now you say you have S4 HANA already. That is what you are saying, right? You already have S4 HANA. Yes, S4 HANA is embedded, and then you have a separate BW system.
Yeah.
Then you have finance system. Then you have HR system separate.
Correct.
So we are not sure what systems are there. BW is there, or HR is there, and finance is there.
Okay, finance is there.
So this is S4 HANA system. Fiori is embedded in it.
Right.
So embedded in Fiori, S4 HANA. So where user will log in now? User will log into Fiori, because Fiori is there.
Right.
And all these systems are then Fiori is interconnected with your backend systems in this way. So if the app is related to S4 HANA system, it will have system alias name. This is system 1, S1.
Right.
So let us talk. This is S1 system alias. This is S2 system alias. This is S3 system alias. The app related to these particular systems.
Right.
Clear?
Right. Yeah. And this you're talking about is a hub model, right?
No.
The diagram that we have, no?
It's Fiori.
This is hybrid.
Because Fiori is embedded in S4 HANA. Yeah, you can talk about like a hybrid also.
So I just want to know.
Because why I'm saying.
Yeah. So,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So what I was saying is, for HR and finance, these two have two different ECC systems with separate ID. Okay. Or let me cut my statement.
Yes.
We have two S4 HANA systems. One is dedicated HR transactions only. One is dedicated finance transactions only, and both are upgraded to S4.
Yes.
S4 HANA. Okay.
Yes.
In that case, I need to ensure that customer gets the liberty of accessing only one system. He doesn't need to go to the different systems. So how do I ensure that? In exactly which system the user will log in?
Wherever your Fiori is there. Fiori will be there in S4 HANA, S4 HANA HR system, S4 HANA Fiori also. But we will not activate all those stuff. The tiles are not activated. The UI5 applications will not activate. Means we will not touch these systems as Fiori system. It will be dedicatedly used as BW. It will be dedicatedly used as the HR. It will be dedicatedly used as finance. Whereas this system which is a basic system. I will use it as Fiori purpose as well.
Okay, so you're saying that, suppose I have two systems, HR and finance, both are S4 upgraded. I will ensure that, only one system is enabled in that way that people access the launchpad from there, and other system, even if it is S4 HANA compatible, I will not allow that functionality. That's what you're saying.
Or what they can, one more option is, this is another system. Let us talk about S4. This is a Fiori, separate Fiori now. It is not S4 HANA, nothing. So all your systems are connected to it now, including your S4.
Okay.
So all of them connected.
Okay.
So this is one single application where you are connecting to all different systems.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, why they go like this, depending on the finances they have. If the client has a good money with them, they go with this model sort of thing. If they don't have money, what they do? They'll go with the embedded model. Within the same S4 HANA, they will use everything. Fiori will be there, your HR will be there, finance will be there, everything will be there within your S4 HANA only.
Yeah.
One SID.
Yeah. So the moment you say that you will have a dedicated Fiori system, the moment you say that you will have a dedicated Fiori system and that is connected to all these other 3-4 systems, it becomes a hub model, right?
Yeah, this becomes hub model because again, two different systems. Fiori is different, backend is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Yeah, clear, Sridhar.
Right. Okay.
Sridhar, I have a question. If we have different systems, then the transaction data that we are pulling would be different, right? So the OData services would be different for different systems, or it would be the same OData service for all the systems.
Okay, so here, when I say, let me go back to, I just gave an example to you, right? What example? I have two apps related to S4 HANA, and then I have one app related to GRC, right?
Okay.
So this is my access request. And this is my sales order related stuff, some sales order related app. Okay, now we have a Fiori system on top of this. So this is definitely a separate system. GRC we will combine with S4 HANA. So we'll have a separate system for this. And these are coming from S4 HANA. These two apps are related to S4 HANA. Or it could be ECC. Let us take it as S4 HANA, don't confuse. Now, this is where you log in. You log in into S4 HANA and then launch the launchpad. And then you will see 3 tiles. Two tiles related to sales order, 1 tile related to access request. Okay. So for these 2 tiles, you will have a OData service defined, right? For these 2 tiles, OData service, the OData service system alias will be pointing to S4 HANA. Here the OData service will be pointing to GRC. That is clear, right? This is pointing to GRC.
Okay.
And second thing, one more thing is, in the respective backend GRC also, we should have the related OData service. The entry should be there. The same OData service entry should be available within GRC also. This is this OData service you are doing in your S4 HANA.
Okay.
So wherever Fiori is there, you will be adding them.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's getting confused for all of you. Let me put it more way. I'll go back to the diagram.
Sridhar, actually my question was, would we use the same, because every system, the data that we're pulling would be different. So would the same OData service, would it be the same for all the systems, or it would be different?
See, the tile itself, I told you that as per the tile, the OData service will differ, right?
Okay.
Can you execute VA01 tile in GRC system? Is it possible?
No.
No, right? So means the OData service related to VA01 or create sales order will not be applicable to GRC. GRC has its own OData services, related OData services stuff.
Okay.
Clear with that point?
Okay.
Now, what is your understanding? Tell me.
Okay, Sridhar, but in case like if that is the case, then okay, Sridhar, yeah, I understood. Yeah.
So as of now, to make it simple, what I have to say is, whenever you check the OData service, okay, whenever you go to check the OData service, check the system alias is defined or not, and if it is properly defined or not. Because there are cases where I have seen they are trying to access GRC app, okay, GRC tile. And when I check the OData services related to the GRC tile, here the system alias is not GRC, it was ECC. So that is where the error is coming from. Because system is looking in the wrong system. Understood my point?
Okay.
The OData service is pointing to a wrong system. It should not point to ECC or S4 HANA. It should be pointing to GRC. The OData service should be pointing to GRC here.
Okay.
The pointing should be correct.
So Sridhar, who does that? That OData service going to correct system?
Developer.
Okay, developer.
Yes. So these are, we need to know the knowledge about all these things, because if you don't know the knowledge, then we are not in a good position to command the people also. Otherwise, they keep on blaming us, saying that this is security issue, the role issue, that issue. So you know, right? Always in every organization, they try to blame other teams.
Okay.
When multiple teams are involved, they try to blame on others, on us. So that is where we have to be sure, and we should be in a position to tell them this is your issue. So that is what we are trying to say here. Okay, so that's about OData services. We have some other points to discuss. Let us see. So for every OData, system aliases has to be properly defined. System aliases refer to the backend system from where the data is pulled through OData service. Example, front end is Fiori. Your backend could be ECC, GRC, S4 HANA. It could be anything. All of you clear here? So for create sales order, system alias would be ECC or S4 HANA. For approve access request, system alias should be GRC. So whatever we discussed now, just in points format. So all of you clear, got some information now about OData services. So first is UI5 applications, and then OData services. They are very important for any tile. Okay. Now take a break of 10 minutes. We'll come back and we will go and see the launchpad configuration now. To design the launchpad, what is necessary and what is required things. Then in launchpad, we get the concept of catalog. So we will understand today what is a catalog, then what is target mapping, what is a group. All this stuff we will, by end of this class, we will understand.
So, Sridhar, in this 10 minutes break, is it possible for you to send the document that you have a session on the last week from implementation strategy that you're talking about?
So you will be going through the document immediately in 10 minutes?
I mean, if possible.
Okay, I'll see. Okay, thank you. I'll meet in 10 minutes. I'm not disconnecting. I'll be just mute and disconnecting the screen.